My name is Jude Zeblon. So I've been in this area. I was born in this area. Though before I started with catering. Later on the run, I have to swap to my father's job, which is the fishing aspect. I'm going to training for the outboard engine, and I think that is even one of the important things we fishermen have to know about our machine. So the training we are doing now, I think, is even more better for we fishermen, fully about what we are doing. Because before, there are so many issues, and something that is not even up to what can cause you big problem. So, but now I think we are improving. The boat they are doing for us now, it's very okay that we can even keep the machine manual in it. The boat is fiber. It's fiber. It's not even like all this local one. Because this local one now, if there is storm or a little accident, it might easily collapse. Firstly, I will appreciate the Lagos State government for what they have done, especially Babajide Sanwo-Olu, the present governor of Lagos State.
Lagos State is trying their best because they already provided engine for us, and they still have some other plans for us about the new boats and fishing equipment so that we can use to get some money from it.
The empowerment they intend doing for our youth now is they want to give us the fiberglass boats that can spend 2 days on the sea, well equipped. So I wish them to develop every fishing community we have in Lagos State. And Lagos State government, what we are doing now, electing the boys that we wish that they intend to work. If they are sensible, they can from there at least empower themselves, and they also add more value to the community because there will be less crisis. That's the reason why I gave much kudos to Lagos State government for what they are doing, most especially Sanwo-Olu regime, for empowering youth.
My name is Mrs. Ibitoye. I am the chairperson Agric-YES Poultry Estate, Ikorodu, and one of the beneficiaries of the Lagos State Government's Empowerment Program. They normally give us empowerment like yearly basis. They give us feed to support our business. Sometimes this year, appeal under Ministry of Agric, they supported us with some things like giving us birds, those that are into laying birds. They also gave them broiler birds. They gave us the water system program that they trained us before coming in to now install the water system. They also gave us feeds that has probiotics, so that minimizes the antibiotics we use for our birds. The impact is great. Because of the birds they gave to us, they start giving you eggs, you start selling the eggs, and also after some time you sell the birds, you have enough cash to replace them and you remain in business. Some farmers are already on the verge of quitting poultry business when the Lagos State government came in to support us with those empowerments, and we have been doing well ever since. We want to appeal to the state governments if they can help us to buy over our products and then make a powder of the eggs so that it can be for exports. I want to thank our Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu. He has done greatly in the area of poultry. And I also want to thank our Commissioner, Ms. Abisola Olusonya. She has really done well. She's always by our side.
We are helping in the area of supplying egg. How it helps us is that as we supply to them, it also helps us to increase our own productivity too. So that is the area that is really help us. You know, initially when we have a lot of eggs, it's difficult for us to sell. So we are able to sell in large quantity at a go. You know, initially instead of you selling 100 crates, 50 crates, and they come to collect from us in large quantity, so that helps us to be able to sell our egg off. So what we are doing now is to helping the people so that they can be able to, you know, do something for themselves. Not those people that want to enhance their business. Those people that they can resell the egg and go back to, some of them that want to go to school, they will go to school, and those people that want to enlarge their business, you know, they can do that. But I know I'm very happy to be part of this value chain, and also I thank the government also for involving us also, because it helps us to sell our egg quickly also.
Good afternoon, I'm Mrs. Chinasa Asonye, the CEO of Chilio Farms. I'm the president of Obonge Women Multipurpose Cooperative Association and also the Assistant Secretary of Small-Scale Women Farmers of Nigeria. What I'm actually doing here is that I'm into processing and also hatchery production. The processing line, I get the fish from the fish farm, I wash, clean, the guts, remove the gills and everything, all the dirt that is inside the fish, I now fold and put in the oven. The oven takes about 8 hours to smoke, and after 8 hours, the fish is ready to go. Knowing fully well that we have gone through a lot of challenges, last year, COVID-19 has actually taken us 10 years back to what we have been advocating for. We have had challenges of how these women farmers have suffered a lot of flood and how drought took over their farms and how they've lost a lot of animals. Lagos State government has tried as much as possible. As at last year, they tried to take the data of all the farmers and to also see how they can empower them. In July, they tried to empower the farmers by giving them poultry feed, fish, smoking clean, birds for them to train, that's a day-old birds, and also feeds. This has been ongoing because they saw that the women farmers as they've lost a lot, and they said, okay, that now that they've lost a lot, let us see how they can still help them in their business. So that was why they went ahead to do all these things. Lagos State has actually helped us to see how we can kickstart our business by giving us these poultry feeds, these fish feeds, and also pig feeds. They have been encouraging the farmers that they should continue so that when they continue and we have enough food, the food we have will be able to feed the state and also be able to curb this food security we are trying to curb about. Because it's only when you have food, you can say, yes, you can be able to take care of the food. But if there is no food, that's when we are having insecurity of food.
I'm Jemilade Lunge. I'm a medical doctor by profession, retired from Lagos State government, and I'm currently the president of the Agric-YES Piggery Estate Farmers Association. For so long, this piggery estate was established and it's been underperforming. The critical importance of piggery in terms of protein, it has been established. In Nigeria, you have a lot of protein deficiency, but a potential source of cheap protein still remains pork and is grossly underdeveloped. When there was a lot of lockdown, palliatives were given, grains were given. When the African swine fever actually came on board to support in terms of capacity building, in terms of biosecurity. But beyond this, we need to move further. We need to move into the 21st century, which is what the governor is always kicking about. We're looking at area of drainage. We are looking at area of sewage. And we are not looking at just this, that, okay, we are just going to consume. We're also looking at what the government can benefit. There's a lot of generation of waste, even from pig. And government is also interested in conversion of waste to wealth. And a lot of this can actually be put to power generation. Power generation can actually light up the whole of this environment. And this is what area that, okay, we believe Mr. Governor too is very much interested. It's not just looking for people that will just continue to complain and then just sit back, but who are prepared to look forward. I'm optimistic that piggery has a very bright future to contribute to the economy of the state in line with the vision of Mr. Governor, in line with the enthusiasm and encouragement being shown by the Honorable Commissioner, Commissioner Bisola Olusonya.
Orúkọ mi ni Ìyáàfin Modinat Adéjọkẹ́ Akilapa láti ìlú Mowó. So mo jẹ́ olùtajà, mo ń ta àwọn nǹkan wẹ́rẹ́wẹ́rẹ́, but nígbà tí wọ́n pè mí sí program yìí, inú mi dùn gidi gan wípé láti jẹ́ ọ̀kan lára àwọn tí wọ́n ń sin ẹja níbí báyìí. A dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ bàbá Parí bí wọ́n ṣe ń kó wa jẹ tí wọ́n dẹ̀ ń kọ́ wa lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ ní gbogbo ìgbà tó jẹ́ pé bí a ṣe lè ṣe tọ́jú ẹja wa tí kò ní àrùn lára, bí a ṣe lè máa fún wọn lóúnjẹ ní àsìkò. Wọ́n dẹ̀ ń fi yé wa wípé eléyìí ò kì í ṣe ẹyọ kan ṣo tí a gbọ́dọ̀ ṣe wípé a gbọ́dọ̀ máa continue láti máa ṣe ètò bí a ṣe ń sin ẹja yẹn lọ. So a jẹ́ ìwúrí, ó dẹ̀ jẹ́ ìwúrí fún mi wípé mo jẹ́ ọ̀kan lára àwọn tí wọ́n jẹ àǹfààní ètò yìí láti ọ̀dọ̀ ìjọba. So a dúpẹ́ púpọ̀ lọ́wọ́ gọ́vnà wa Sanwó-Olú bí wọ́n ṣe fi wá sọ́kàn tí wọ́n wá dá irú program yìí sí àdúgbò yìí. So Ọlọ́run ọba aláàánú jùlọ á ràn wọ́n lọ́wọ́, á gbé wọn lọ́wọ́ sókè, á dì wọ́n mú. So àwa náà ò dẹ̀ ní já wọn kulẹ̀ ní gbogbo ìgbà tí a bá ṣì wà lórí ètò yìí.
My name is Akpariola Jumbu, S. Jumbu. I'm the coordinator of this program in Badagry. The program per se is to help the masses, especially the women and men who are a little bit younger, 35 years of age, from the poverty. We did the training, we encourage them, the feeding, the pattern of the feeding, how to carry the fish to the water, that is to stock the fish. We give them practical. These projects have helped the community. People that have not been to Afo before, they have known about Afo, about cage and culture existing there.
I dream of a Lagos where wholesome food is available, where healthy people thrive, where a reorganized food market system reduces freight and post-harvest losses, increases profit for value chain actors, has millions of people gainfully employed, and productivity for all is high. I dream of a Lagos that is socially inclusive, where the informal sector is transformed into data-driven clusters and contributes highly towards the development of Lagos State. This is why the 5-year agricultural roadmap 2021 to 2025 was launched by the visionary leader of Lagos State, Mr. Babajide Olushola Sanwo-Olu, towards enhancing food sufficiency levels from 20% to 50% within the next 5 years. The strategic pillars of this 5-year roadmap includes 1, to grow the upstream sector, which centers around food production, 2, to grow the midstream and downstream sectors, and 3, to get heavy participation of the private sector into the agricultural space. The YES focus for 2021 Agricultural Value Chains Enterprise Activation Program is around the strategic pillar 1, which is to grow the upstream sector around food production. This year's focus is on 4 key value chains of fisheries and aquaculture, piggery, poultry, and the red meat value chain. These 4 value chains combined bring to bear about 800 billion naira worth of transactions on an annual basis. But when it comes to the production levels, there's a huge deficit compared to the demand that we have in Lagos State. The fisheries and aquaculture sector alone demands well over 400,000 metric tons of fish, but we are able to produce only about 174,000 metric tons of fish. The poultry sector demands well over 260,000 metric tons of poultry meat, but we are able to produce only about 72,000 metric tons. The piggery sector, which has always been over-sufficient, producing well over 6,000 metric tons of pork compared to the 124 tons required, has definitely taken a hit due to the outbreak of zoonotic disease, the African swine fever, and the high cost of feed associated with raising pigs. And then you have the red meat value chain, where Lagos obviously consumes almost 2 million heads of cattle on an annual basis, but produces barely nothing. With these 4 key sectors of value chains in focus, this year's 2021 Agricultural Value Chains Enterprise Activation Program is bringing to bear the need to increase the food production in these areas and to be able to feed Lagosians sufficiently. The beneficiaries of the 2021 Agricultural Value Chains Enterprise Activation Program have been carefully selected after much stakeholder engagement and will be the Lagos Agripreneurship Programme students and farmer groups and associations. The reason for this is for easier impact assessment, monitoring, and evaluation, for us to be able to tell what we have been able to put in versus what the output would be. As an ordinary Lagosian, you might wonder how this program has any impact or should have any impact on you. Increased food production would definitely translate into an abundance, which would definitely translate into better quality food, which would definitely translate into lower cost of food, and that would automatically mean a higher disposable income for you and I for better quality of life.